This is going to be a brief demonstration of the new cards from Ëifí. These are the Mobi Cards. Now, I love my Ëifí card, but there are two common complaints I'm hearing about them out there, and one I certainly agree with. The setup of the older Ëifí cards can be a little kludgy, and direct mode, and that is the setup where you are sharing directly from your phone to a device, a tablet or a smartphone, can be very finicky, especially if there's lots of other wireless networks floating around out there. It can be frustrating. I use mine often out in the field. By field I mean just outside when I'm on the go or traveling, and I really love the ability mostly to share pictures as I'm on the go. In Instagram, you take a really nice photo with your DSLR, beam it over to your phone or your tablet, put it on Instagram, and it's much nicer than even the nicest camera phones are these days, even the iPhone 4S. Now, the other common complaint I hear is people are unhappy that they have to create a new account to use an Ëifí card, just another account where pictures are going, and people just want some privacy and say, I don't need another account if I'm just, again, connecting these two devices directly to one another. Why do I have to go through somebody else's servers? Well, the Mobi is supposed to answer that. One, by doing only direct mode. The setup is much simpler and more direct. And two, no account is required. So let's briefly walk through the setup and talk a little bit about how well it works or not works. First off, when I ordered it, I was quite surprised. It came in a brown cardboard envelope from Amazon. That wasn't too surprising, but inside was just this plastic container with this little bit of information on it and the Mobi card. And that's it. And it tells you where to get the app, and it gives you the activation code. And really that's all you need, because when you launch the app for the first time, it asks you for an activation code. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in this activation code right now. And I'm going to hit go. And I need to install this little device here that's going to install the wireless connection that it's going to work with. Done. It's all in there. That's great. Now I'm ready to put this card in my camera. I'm using a Canon T5i with an old crummy lens on there just because I found this old crummy lens the other day. This is a Tamron 28-80 and the quality is pretty terrible, but I just threw it on there for a few minutes for fun anyway, and it happens to be on there right now. So most modern DSLRs have support for Ëifí cards, and that support extends to these newer Mobi cards as well. And what you can do is take a picture. I'm just in P mode, autofocus is on. I'm just going to take a picture here of the corner of these two things together. It's going to be slightly out of focus. And now, on the iPad, I just simply pull up my wireless options. So I'm going to go to Wi-Fi, where I'm usually connected to my home network, and I'm going to choose the one that's now called Ëifí. There's a wireless network listed there that's called the Ëifí card. I'm going to connect to that one. We're going to lose the iPad screen recording. You're only going to be seeing me, and I'm going to be talking through this now because it's connected to the Ëifí. It can no longer beam the screen to my laptop here. And now, if I come back over to the Ëifí app, we can see that indirect mode receive is completed. Well, you can see here. There are now two images here. There was one just before. This is the one I took of the corner of the two devices, and I can tap it to see it larger, and it's just a really unexciting blurry picture because I was focusing too close. But that's it. That's all there is to it. You can continue to add this to additional devices, and when you're out in the field, it will connect to those and send over your image. No additional account information is required. I do believe at this time it only sends JPEGs. It does not send RAW. I could be wrong about that. Let's try real quick. I'm going to shoot a RAW image and see if it will transfer over. The thing about RAWs in direct mode is that there's not very many devices that you can send a RAW image to, iPad or Android device, that really can process RAW. There are some apps out there that are starting to allow this to happen, but many of them don't. So I'm going to take a quick picture here of this messiness in RAW format. And I'm now watching for the little Ëifí icon here to light up and see if I get any action with this. And I bet that we're not going to see it work. But again, I'm just going to make sure that I am still connected after a period of time it does lose its connection with the Ëifí card, not permanently, but just temporarily. As it sees no traffic, it's going to go ahead and connect to a real network again, and I'm not getting any transfers here at all of RAW. So now if I do a large JPEG and take a picture, and now I can watch for this little icon down here in the bottom right corner, and it immediately starts flashing. So that does confirm what I thought, that it does not at this time transfer raw images. It is limited to JPEG only. But again, for my purposes, I'm quite happy with that. So as I said, you can buy this from Amazon. It's the Ëifí Mobi Card, selling for about $50. The connection is simpler. The setup is way simpler. You take a picture and it transfers after you get it set up. And it comes over to your Ëifí card. And you can maybe see now that this is transferring a little bit slower because it is a full-size JPEG. Earlier I was transferring or small JPEGs, and now that picture is transferred over there. So if you have any questions about Ëifí cards, the new Mobi Ëifí card, or other options, some people have asked me to review the Transcend Wi-Fi cards, and there's another maker too. I can't remember their name right now. I've done a lot of reading on both of them, and the reviews really are not positive. There are people that are grumpy about Ëifí cards, the setup, and the extra account, but in general the reviews are very positive, and I can personally say that they work really nicely. Again, if you have any questions about this, or if there are future videos or items that you'd like to see talked about, just leave a comment down below, or even better, come over and find me on the Facebook page. Thanks so much for watching.